and hey, I'm a guy. We get it. Yeah. You know, we're married. We know how it is because, again, I'm going to tell you stuff about me too. Sure. Because a couple guys here, you know, talking. Yeah. You know, I definitely, it's sad to say, but I'll admit it, but I definitely look at girls now that I'm married. You know, it seems like I do it more now that I'm married. I know that's wrong. Shame on me. I don't ever act on it, but hey, I get it. You know, I understand. So.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Crimecircuscult. I present to you a video interview interrogation from the Sherri Papini case file. This is a former friend, possibly a former boyfriend, but he had recently gotten back in contact with Sherri Papini very recently prior to her going missing. They had exchanged some text messages and they had plans of possibly meeting back up because he was coming back into town into Redding, California. So he was an initial person of interest that the police wanted to talk to and either rule out or rule in for this crime. The original audio was really, really bad, and I did my best to clean it up for you because your ears deserve the best. Now let's jump right into this and see what this former friend of Sherri has to say for himself as he was in the hot seat answering questions to detectives that were wondering, was Sherri adult napped? Because at this point, this is 2 weeks after her disappearance and nobody knew where she was or even if she was dead or alive. So, let's see what he has to say for himself here.
Just have a seat there on the left. Sure. I need some water myself. Yeah. Do you need some water? If it's not too much trouble. Sure. Not at all. Thank you. I'll be right back. Yep. If you want to just hang out real quick. Absolutely. So are you from this area originally? Or?
Yeah. I grew up. I grew up in Bella Vista and Cottonwood area. Okay. And went to Foothill when it first opened, the new one.
Sure.
I was the first year going there.
Nice.
You said what? CV? You said?
Yeah, CV.
What year you graduated?
97. My sister, she went to Bella Vista for a few years. We actually lived out that way for a year when I was in 7th grade. And she started going to school then, so she was in 5th grade at the time. And she went to Bella Vista basically throughout.
You older or younger?
Younger, 2 years younger.
What's her name?
Kelly Nicolai.
How old is she?
She is 35 now.
So new in school. So it sounds like 35 this year.
Okay. Yeah, she ended up going to Central Valley for high school, but she was just at Bella Vista Elementary through, I want to say through 8th grade when she started high school. Last name was Wheeler. Nicholas or
Shelly Wheeler?
Yeah, married name now.
I'm too old to remember anything anymore.
As somebody reminded me of my 20-year high school reunion is coming up next year. I'm like, please, no.
20 years, I didn't go in the 10 year, but
yeah, I didn't either.
Maybe my 20. I don't know if I'm like 30, I guess.
Well, it's weird. I was talking to a friend. We went to see Dropkick Murphys in Denver about a month ago, and we have a lot of people that I met when I first moved to Denver were all military folks. Mm-hmm. So a lot of them were from the East Coast, and now they've kind of gone back, but they're in Florida, like the Tampa area. Mm-hmm. And I mean, one of their daughters is, she's 16. Another one's daughter is starting college up in Chicago. I'm like, no, just stop. They're still little kids. Like,
yeah, I remember I had a good buddy I went to school with in junior, he had the same birthday. And he ended up having a kid when we were in high school. And that's the thing, they're all old. I'm like, how do you have an 18-year-old kid?
Right.
Like,
I was telling her, like, I think, I don't have any kids of my own. I've never been married, no kids. And you kind of not take on responsibility, but you kind of feel a certain amount of paternal instinct, I guess, to kids and friends that you have. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's like they're telling me Lex is 16. I'm like, no, my little girl's not 16.
Right. Yeah, Yeah, it's weird to get old.
Used to give my dad a hard time for it.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Yeah, me the same way. Now I'm like, gosh, you're not old. Oh, I'm 60 now, it's not old. Because I'll be there pretty soon before you know it.
yep.
Oh, yeah. Sucks. What are you doing here in California? You start working yet, or
Not yet. No,
something going?
I had a couple of not really opportunities. One of my old coworkers, he works for a company called Level 3 Communications.
Mhm.
And before I left, he told me that they were looking for, I guess, a sales rep for the West Coast. So it'd be kind of a, telecommute, maybe centralized office kind of thing. But I'd probably be traveling up and down the coast a little bit. So forward in the resume, no, it'd be awesome. Forward in the resume, never heard anything back from him. So still have to follow up with that. My mom encouraged me to check with Blue Shield, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Check with them, and then she was actually a social worker with Shasta County for. She started with the CalWorks program. I think
What's her name?
Cynthia Turbin.
Okay.
I think she was only a social worker for a couple of years, but she was doing that for Shasta County, and she's been really, really encouraging to try and get on with the county, just to kind of get your foot in the door and then kind of work your way through.
It's good, it's good because you get the benefits good. And,
Yeah.
You get every job and you get all of them. Work vacations. That's good. But Sherri does bring it up. I don't, I usually work up in the Bernie area, so
Okay.
I don't know how to get to interact with a lot of people down here.
Mhm.
Other departments.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
That's from our Brita filter, so some good stuff. I want to let you know. So you're here on your own free will. You understand that, right?
Yes.
You are free to leave at any time. You understand?
Mhm.
Okay. You're not under arrest. You understand?
Yes.
And you're a witness. That's why we're talking to you.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Doors open, obviously. You're not locked in here. And then the other door, it's unlocked and cracked open. There's other people and records, and I don't want them
Right.
cackling. Okay. I'm just gonna make sure I get your basic information.
Yeah.
We'll just go from there. So Corey, is it? Go ahead and just spell it for me.
Sure. Corey.
Uh-huh.
Last name Wheeler. Wheeler.
What's your middle name?
Bryce. Brice.
Is that Verizon?
Cricket.
Cricket. Do they get good service here?
It's kind of touch and go. Like when I first started with Cricket, it's funny. I got zero reception in the house. Like I'd have to walk out in the backyard if I wanted to make a phone call.
Here in Reading?
Yeah, it's gotten better. I actually think they have a Cricket store kind of where like the sleep train place is off of, was that Dana and Trinket?
Yeah, I got you. And there's Starbucks and Home Depot.
I think so.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen it, so but I think that their service is getting better up here. But yeah, when I first started with them, couldn't get any reception in the house. So
Okay. All right. So, and earlier you were mentioning that you recently, moved back here.
Mhm.
How long before you moved out to Colorado? How long did you grow up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
born and conquered. Moved up here before I was 2. Parents raised me here. So yeah, the Bay Area born, more state raised. So.
Right. That's what I'd prefer if I was born in Bay Area, because I hate traffic.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. I lose my mind.
Yeah.
Everyone that knows me knows. Yeah.
That's Denver. I mean, just with the influx of people and everything that are moving there now, it's ridiculous. Like, I had a vacation day, like middle of the week, Wednesday. It's 11:45. Traffic is backed up like it's rush hour. Like, don't you people have jobs?
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's funny. Where did you go to high school?
Central Valley High School.
Oh, cool.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'm sure my phone's gonna go off, and it's no disrespect to you. It's
No,
just as you know, a lot of stuff's going on.
Yeah.
Dang, someone's good.
Yeah, no disrespect, but we got people, calling and all that stuff.
Understand, absolutely.
What year did you go to Central Valley?
Graduated in 97, so started in 93.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. And that's where you met Sherri's sister?
Yeah, Sheila.
Oh, okay. Cool. Did you say same grade as Sheila?
No, Sheila, I think, was 2 grades below me.
Mm-hmm.
So we must have met when she was a freshman. I was a junior. Dated for a short time. And yeah, I met Sherri that way through the family.
Through the family, yeah. Cool. Right on. After Central Valley, did you say, because you talked about mentioning going back to Shasta College, did you go to Shasta College after Central Valley?
I started there. I started at Shasta in 98. I think for maybe a semester. I was going to be a music major, and just school was not the place that I needed to be at that time.
Sure.
So it lasted for a little bit, and then off and on took a couple of classes, tried the online thing. I don't know. I couldn't get my head into it. So I'm hoping now I'm a little older, a little more responsible, maybe.
Yeah.
I can actually stick with it this time. So
that's understandable. I mean, I know, and I'll say no bullshit quite a bit, but no bullshit. Some of the most successful people that I know don't have college degrees,
right?
And they're highly successful. So the reason for these questions, I just want to get to know you, man.
Yeah.
This is just you and I talking.
Yeah.
And if you have questions about me, feel free. But I don't know. I'll shoot you straight. Now, so after that, what did you start? What kind of jobs did you start getting into? You mentioned it on the way over here.
Yeah. Well, straight out of college, I started working for actually the Java Detour right on the corner of is it Hartnell and Cypress?
Yeah.
I started working there. Was there for about a year and a couple months. Actually moved over to the Starbucks on Dana, which is now I think a Yak's Coffee. Next to where the Cold Stone is.
Oh yeah.
So that used to be a Starbucks a while ago, I guess.
Is that Discovery Village there?
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, did that for about 8 months, and then got the job at Budget, and then did that for about almost 3 years, and then that took me to Denver.
And yeah, it's kind of interesting when on the way over you're saying that with Budget you were in charge of, was it accounts?
Commercial accounts.
Accounts.
When I started, we were basically just inbound, not sales, consumer reservations. And then they opened up the commercial accounts department, which I transferred into almost immediately. And that was dealing with larger clients that had employee relocation accounts, clients like Walmart, Lowe's, those kind of places. So I got to do a lot of special projects with the commercial account managers that were already in Denver. So kind of gave me a little introduction to the job and introduction to the people that I'd be working with eventually.
Sure. Yeah. Get that foot in the door.
Yeah.
Build on those relationships.
It was fun because with the commercial accounts calling you pretty much knew they were calling you because they needed something, not they were calling you just to check on prices. So with reservations, there was kind of that sales pressure, I guess. And I don't know, I've never really been a sales guy. Like I could talk to people, but trying to actually close a sale with somebody who I know really doesn't want to buy what I'm selling. That's just pretty much okay. I understand, move on, and that's not really the sales mentality, I guess.
I hear you, because it takes a different. I'm sure Detective Nunley would agree. It takes a different sort of cat to do sales. It really does. So no, I hear you there.
When I started at Dish, they actually one of the first things they showed us in training was from Glengarry Glen Ross. There's a monologue that Alec Baldwin gives about closing the sale, always be closing. I'm totally not this guy.
So from the Budget in Denver, you said where'd you?
So Budget in Denver, they closed that office in 2007. I had a severance, so I was able to kind of float for about 3 months. Then I got the job at Dish Network, did that for about a year. Went from that to the office was called the Sales Lab. They basically sold disaster recovery solutions. So like if a bank, if bank gets flooded or whatever, we actually sold them a package that would bring like a mobile unit on where they could move all their stuff to.
Yep.
So another sales position. Kind of didn't get that impression from the interview process, so I did that for about 2 months. I was like, no, I can't do this. Got my bartending license.
Cool.
I actually got to work at one of the venues that we played at for about 3 or 4 months. I was doing that. Actually got a contract with First Data from August to February. That's 2008 to 2009. Sure. August to February, they released me from my contract on Valentine's Day. Huh. It's like great timing. March, the same contracting company actually placed me with Great West Healthcare. I did that for about 4 months. Then First Data called and requested me back personally. So I went back there in July of 2009, and then they hired me full-time January 2010. And I've been doing that ever since.
And now, are you still employed with them?
No, last day employed with them was officially the 22nd of October.
And that was, did you say that's because they're shutting it down? Or?
No, it was just a personal choice on my end. Lease was coming up on my apartment at the end of October. The 22nd coincided with the end of the pay period. And I kind of wanted to get out of Colorado because, it's one of those, I think, just with all of the timing and everything kind of falling into place. Who knows in a year if I'm going to have the same opportunity? Like maybe I meet somebody, maybe I'm pregnant, maybe I have a kid, I don't know. Like maybe something happens in the next year that has me stuck in Colorado.
Was there, I mean, I take it you're not married?
No.
Okay, so you're single guy?
Single guy.
Do you have a girlfriend? I mean, was there someone, have you?
No. No. My last ex, which actually is the reason that our band broke up, I found out the day before, the day after Christmas, right around Christmas time. My dad was visiting me in Denver, and I found out right around Christmas time that she had been sleeping with our manager.
Ooh.
So I had to quit the band.
For obvious reasons. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, so that was the last relationship I had. That was probably 2 years ago.
Oh, and you met her over there in Denver?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. But
I'm better now.
Right. Attaboy. Good. You had some time to work through that, and okay. So
some time to be angry.
So no kids now, and okay. So tell me more about like what your what's your timeline now that you're back in Reading, and what's the plan? You mentioned the band, possibly starting your own record company, but what's the plan now?
I need to talk to the folks at the Shasta College. I'd like to get into if they have any kind of program as far as sound production, audio engineering. It was always kind of a dream, I guess, when we were with the band, that eventually we were going to open our own recording studio and really kind of do more of like a DIY kind of thing, not relying on managers or producers or anything. Like we could get our material out to our fans on our timeline. And, it's just kind of one of those, not really a shared vision between me and the rest of the guys. I think maybe our singer kind of had a similar idea, but it's kind of something that probably was going to happen just me. And it just never materialized. But over time, like, we got the opportunity to work with some sound engineers, get into some studios, record some material, and I think at some point, like 7, you kind of have to say, okay, I'm probably not going to be performing for very much longer. So how do I continue to pursue this passion, but just not behind the drum kit? Like, where else can I go?
How can you take it to the next level?
Yeah, and I think I've really enjoyed going to the shows that we played, especially, and listening to a lot of this local talent, and just I'm the guy that shows up early, stays late. I want to see all the bands play, and the opportunity to maybe work with some of that talent and kind of help them to realize whatever sound they're trying to make. The sound production kind of seems like an obvious next step for me, I think.
Cool.
At least that's the plan.
Yeah, you gotta have a plan, start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you left Denver October 22nd?
Well, not that day. So my mom flew out the Tuesday after this, so it was like the 25th, I think. Mom flew out to kind of help me pack up the apartment and everything. We rented the truck on the 27th, and we got out of town on Sunday the 29th.
Mhm.
No, Sunday the 30th. Yeah, 2 days driving across 5 states.
Dang.
It's a good time.
And so you got back to Reading what date?
Late on Monday evening, so 31st, about 10 p.m.
Dang. Howard just powered through it.
Yeah, we actually hit snow coming down from Susanville.
Oh, no kidding? You're like, nice. I thought you'd be tired of the snow.
For me, it was fine. Like, I was driving this budget truck. My mom was actually driving my car out, and mom's like, "Oh, here comes the snow." Well, I've driven worse than this.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't. Good point. So I kind of had to keep it nice and slow for her benefit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so roll back into town. Okay, that makes sense. And you haven't been married before? Okay, no kids that you know of?
I hope not. I'll get a surprise in about a week.
And great. When you lived over there in that last apartment,
mm-hmm.
did you have any other cell phone numbers besides the 720-322? Okay. Do you have any new numbers now? Okay, so if I call this number, absolutely best way to get a hold of you.
Yeah, that's right in my pocket right now.
Okay. No other new phones that you tried to go to back 530 area code?
No. I think my mom was suggesting maybe because we were having a weird thing of like using the GPS coming out here.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime we'd actually get off the highway, and I think it was just because we're in the middle of nowhere, but anytime we got off the highway, I would get a message on my phone saying lost data connection. So
What kind of phone is it by chance?
It's I just got this. ZTE.
ZT. Who makes it?
I have no idea.
Oh, it's not like a Samsung or.
No.
But it's a smartphone, so
Yeah.
well, cool enough.
Samsung. Like, those aren't going to explode.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so my mom was thinking once we got back here about because she's got Verizon, going down to Verizon and talking to them and maybe seeing if we could do some kind of like a link up the accounts or something.
Sure. Yeah, that's pretty common.
But yeah, nothing's happened yet. So.
Okay, cool. I'd say you get along with your mom pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you mentioned stepdad.
Yes.
Okay, he cool guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that could be difficult.
Yeah. He they came out for Christmas one time, and I enjoy cooking. Not so much that I want to do like a career out of it, but it's fun for me. And I was doing Christmas dinner, and I think my stepdad is kind of used to cooking and doing this stuff in the kitchen and everything. So he was hovering. I'm like, okay, you need to go and sit down somewhere.
Or should just give him a task.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Gary.
Hey Gary, can you mince me some garlic? Give so he feels involved. That's funny. Okay. So you kind of touched on that you met Sherri through Sheila,
mm-hmm.
correct? Okay. So have you stayed in contact with her over the years?
Well, before I moved to Colorado, we stayed in contact pretty regularly. I think she moved down to Sacramento for a bit, for a short time, and we sent each other emails back and forth. Time before cell phones.
Yeah.
Not that I'm dating myself too much, but we stay in touch through emails and everything. I saw her briefly just before I moved. No, it was before she moved. I was still working at Starbucks at the time. So yeah, I mean, over the years, we kind of touch and go, and not like regularly. I think I sent her something over Thanksgiving last year, say Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Holidays, or whatever. The last 2 times that I've been in town, so this past August and then the year before, and we usually make a point to at least stop and say hello to one another. But I think we were close. Can't really speak to her.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Tell me more about that. You think you're close. Like, what do you mean by that? Because my definition of close could be different years, different than.
Well, before. I know we were friendly. I think before she was married, there was obviously a little bit more to it. It was maybe a mutual attraction.
Oh, okay.
But
Sure,
yeah, it's,
sure.
It's kind of one of those. She's married. I don't want to intrude on that too much.
Well, and hey, I'm a guy. We get it.
Yeah.
We're married. We know how it is because, again, I'm gonna tell you stuff about me too.
Sure.
Because a couple of guys here, talking.
Yeah.
I definitely. It's sad to say, but I'll admit it. But I definitely look at girls now that I'm married. It seems like I do it more now that I'm married. I know that's wrong. Shame on me. I don't ever act on it. But hey, I get it. I understand. So there's, I see where you're coming from. I'm not judging you. Do you think that she felt the same way?
Maybe at one point,
Yeah.
perhaps. But she's married. Obviously, she's as I'm sure you guys come to see or whatever. She's very devoted to her family, very devoted to her kids. And far be it for me to ever come in and put her in a compromising position or anything like that. So maybe at one point she did, but I would say at this point no.
Okay. Well, hey, that's okay. And again, I'm not judging.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand the big picture because I'm sure my wife has had some offers since I've been married to her, and she doesn't act on it, no big deal, whatever. So, but with that said, when would you think that she still felt that way about you? Would you say it was when she was married?
No.
No. Okay.
I wouldn't think so.
She didn't give you any indicators when you would talk to her?
No.
Okay. And you said that you primarily email and then text.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you have her current phone number?
I don't know.
You can, feel free. Go ahead.
The last thing that I sent to her, again, was unfortunately the morning that she disappeared. But the number that I had for her was this one. So I don't know if that's currently.
Let me write it down here.
Yeah.
530-200-1983.
Mm-hmm.
And you mind if I just look at that?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
So that was the last thing I sent to her, and she never replied to it. And then the next morning, I started seeing posts on Facebook.
So, hi, Sherri. Corey just wanted to say hi and share some exciting news. As of 2 days ago, I'm officially a Californian again. Hope you're doing fantastic. Did she get back to you?
No.
No? Okay.
And that has bothered me for the last week.
Sure. What time was that?
It was 9:30 in the morning.
9:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure was. 9:30 in the morning. Huh. So that's the exciting news?
Yeah, I just wanted to let her know that I was, obviously, I'm a Californian again.
Yeah.
And wasn't real specific about it, but just to let her know that I was coming back around.
Sure.
She wanted to grab lunch or something.
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, totally. Before you had talked to her on the 2nd, when was the last time you had talked to her?
August when I was here.
August?
Yeah.
Okay.
She met a friend at, what's the restaurant off of, so if you're going down Cypress and then you make a right just past the car dealerships.
Okay, so if you're going to the west, down Cypress, towards like the mountains, Shasta Valley, that'd be west.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so you're saying Lithia's on the right-hand side?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm tracking.
Yeah. What's that restaurant called?
Okay, and you make a right back there?
It's on the left.
Is it
Yes.
VO202?
Yes.
And then is VO202, if it's the same restaurant we're talking about, just describe that restaurant to me. So
so when you walk in initially, there's a little round with a fountain right in the front.
Yep.
And you walk in, bars on the left, restaurants on the back, got a patio.
Yeah, and it overlooks the river.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know exactly the place. Good stuff. Good food. Good drinks. What did you think?
I didn't grant anything while we were there. In fact, I think I've been there 2 or 3 times. I've never actually ordered anything from the menu.
Next time you're there,
Yeah.
do it. Great brunch too. So, okay,
She was meeting a friend out there for dinner, and she texted me to see if I wanted to come down and have a drink with her. So I went, met her, probably sat and chatted for an hour.
Uh-huh.
And, that was the last time I saw her.
Okay. Was it just you and her there?
Mhm.
Oh, cool. Right on. It's nice to, because this is where I'm going, when I get to hang out with someone that I haven't seen in a while,
Mhm.
it's nice just to devote my attention to them. Because if I got my buddy Nunley in the room and another one of my buddy, I know how I am. I'm going to bounce to him. I'm going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's not like I don't ever spend one-on-one time. So that's cool.
That's a lot of the way, like when we play shows and everything, that's a lot of the ways that I was too. Like, I don't want to say I lost a relationship over this, but she wasn't real happy about it. But yeah, I bounced from group to group.
Yep.
But I mean, for me, it's kind of a networking thing.
Sure. That's how I see it too. I totally connect with you on that. Okay. So you got to actually get some one-on-one time.
Mm-hmm.
She was relaxed?
Yeah.
Okay. So was she drinking?
She had a drink. I don't think it was an alcoholic drink though.
It doesn't matter. I'm just curious. They got good cocktails there. Did you have a cocktail or anything?
No, I just had water.
Dude, next time, I'm telling you, next time you go there.
I was driving.
Smart. Fair enough. You can have one.
Okay.
But so she's in good high spirits.
Mhm.
You obviously you're in good spirits. What's I'm trying to understand what was going on in her life. How was she?
Well, she let me know that she had lost her job. I guess they had a bunch of layoffs. She, I believe, was a sales rep for AT&T. So
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah.
And she had recently got laid off. She told me that they did give her the opportunity to stay, but her position level would have actually been two lower grades or something.
Hmm.
Not saying that right. But she decided that rather than take a demotion, she was just going to stay home with the kids and everything. So, talk to me a little bit about her kids, how well they were doing. She did ask, because I know her and Keith have been talking about getting the kids into sports, or at least her son into sports. And being that I've been playing the piano for so long, she asked if I thought it would be a good idea to get the kids into music for sports to kind of teach them practice habits, that kind of thing. Honestly, I think it was a good idea.
Yeah.
The one thing that I can say for me playing the piano is that, I not to blow my own horn too much, but
feel free, man.
I've had talent for a while, but my practice habits are terrible. So, had I even focused or dedicated a little bit more time practicing, who knows how much better I could be today. But I thought it was a good idea to start music and really to kind of give a more rounded experience.
Yeah.
Kids don't know what I'm talking about.
No, your foundation. It sounds logic to me. That's reasonable. Well, it makes sense. I don't have kids either, but that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, my parents, that's kind of where they were coming from, because my mom was the artistic one, my dad was the athletic one. So.
Sure. No, that's understandable. Okay, so she's talking about the kids. Did she talk about Keith at all?
Not a whole lot, no.
Okay.
I mean, that part of the conversation did mention his name. I think more than anything, we're just kind of, catching up what she's been doing, what have I been doing. But yeah, he really didn't come up in the conversation a great deal.
Did that strike you kind of odd?
I didn't really dwell too much on it. Because honestly, I mean, I know Suzanne, Keith's sister, we went to high school together, but Keith was outside of my 4-year grade, so I didn't know him at all.
Have you ever met him before?
No. Okay. So yeah, I mean, anything she would tell me about him, was kind of like, okay, well, I'm learning this for the first time. So yeah, I didn't really think it as odd at the time.
No, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Okay, so you haven't met with him, haven't had any conversations with him.
Nope.
He hasn't, has he ever reached out to you like, hey, has he ever been a jerk to you?
No.
I'm trying to understand him too.
Yeah. Never met him, never spoken to him. I mean, it's weird because we did go to the same school, just not at the same time. But you would think that there would have been at least some kind of meeting, just random at a party or something. But yeah, never met him, never spoken to him.
Let me ask you this, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going off of my own, how I would feel.
Sure.
No right or wrong answer. I'm not looking for you to say a specific thing. Did you feel like it was kind of like a date with her?
I didn't.
No?
I didn't. I thought it was just two people meeting for a drink, chatting over lost time, pretty much. I didn't go into it with like any expectations or anything,
Okay.
Not pre-romantic, no expectations. That's my point.
Because I'm talking about me. I'm different than you, obviously. But in my mind, because Sherri's, I've seen pictures of her, she's a very pretty gal.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous. If I was in your shoes, in my mind, I'd be like, whoa, man, maybe she's kind of into me. Did you get those vibes at all?
I didn't. Like I said, I mean, I've known her for going on 20 years now, I guess.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't look at it that. And again, I mean, she's married. I know that at times, like, if somebody married were to approach you with that, just come meet me for a drink or something like that, maybe there's something in the back of your mind that would kind of play to be like, maybe she's looking for something else. I don't know. I didn't have that expectation. I didn't get that read off of her. So
Okay. Fair enough. True. Fair enough. Because I mean, I tell you what, it would go through my mind, and and if I would have gone, if I would have met up with one of my friends that was married, I'd be like, dang, what if this gal's kind of chumming the water, seeing, did she seem happy in her marriage? Did that get brought up much?
not really. I mean,
how do you think she felt in her marriage?
I think things were fine. I mean, it was with the kids and everything. I think I've seen before in friends' relationships and everything, where maybe for the benefit of the kids, certain things get maybe looked past or whatever. I don't think that there were any problems at home. Sherri did mention something about, because I guess they have an RV park on the property, that Keith had been spending nights in the RV. So I don't know if that signaled like a marital problem between the two of them. But there were a couple times in the conversation where she did allude to maybe they weren't spending nights in the house together, kind of thing. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where somebody tells you that and you don't really know how to react to it. Like, obviously being in Colorado, or being in Colorado, or being out here, it's kind of one of those things where, like, okay, let's not get involved.
She elaborate more on that at all? Like,
Not really. I didn't press her.
sure.
But yeah, it didn't. I mean, it didn't seem like anything that was. It didn't seem like anything that was like problems or whatever. Like maybe it just was too hot in the house. I don't know.
Huh. Do you think he had maybe was going outside the marriage? Did she convey any of that to you?
Again, I don't know Keith. I don't know him personally. I really can't speak to his character.
Well, let's just say what she brought it up to you, because that's something you could feel. Hey, she did mention this. I don't know.
She didn't say anything about any suspicions, any signs, or anything that he was going outside of the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing that she said to me.
Okay. Do you think, did she mention anything if she was looking for something else, something better?
No.
But maybe change of scenery?
No, she seemed really happy. She was talking a little bit about the property. They've got chickens. We made some jokes because in the last few months, I've actually started buying houseplants for the first time. And we were joking that I guess as you get older, gardening kind of becomes a thing or whatever. So yeah, I mean, she seemed really happy with her life and all the details of it, as far as I can tell.
You mentioned a minute ago about how things might not go how is planned, like with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
She was kind of mentioning something about that. Tell me more about that, what she meant, or what she was kind of saying about that.
As planned.
Yeah, I thought you said that she didn't think things weren't working out the way she had envisioned with like the kids, like having.
Oh no. I think there was just maybe not a difference of opinion, but with the kids, kind of, do they start with sports? Do they start with music? That kind of thing. I don't think it was a disagreement. I think she was just kind of, for somebody who's been a musician for as long as I have, kind of, asking my opinion.
Gotcha.
And that's how I read that.
Okay. All right. Has so before August, that's when you met up with her at View 202. Did you talk to her at any other times within August, if you can recall?
No. Pretty much that week I was here, and that was it. Went back to Colorado, and this message that I showed you was the first time that I've contacted her, the first time I've tried to contact her in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. So, and then before August, remember when you talked to her?
I think the last time I talked was probably around Thanksgiving the previous year.
Oh, geez.
Just to say, happy Thanksgiving, hope you have a great time on your holidays.
She texted you back, and
I think she did.
yeah, that's about almost a year ago.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you. So besides meeting up with her in person at View 202, have you seen her since then? Has she reached out to meet up since then?
No. I keep hoping that she does.
Yeah.
I mean, something. But yeah, I haven't heard anything from her. Unfortunately.
And I can't remember, with the View 202, did you initiate that, or did she initiate, hey, come meet up with me?
Well, I believe I texted her first just to say hi, and she was the one that had the idea to go to View 202.
Mm-hmm.
I think initially, her and her friend were going to go to Logan's. She didn't really want to go to Logan's. So then they changed the venue, and yeah, I was actually went out to Shasta with another friend, or not Shasta, Whiskey Town with another friend earlier in the day. So yeah, the whole U202 thing was like, hey, I'm here, come meet me for a drink.
Cool. Yeah,
So
we'll make it happen, catch up.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So, you think, so why is the last time that you guys talked? Why do you think it was the actual purpose?
I think it was just to catch up with somebody who, we haven't, again, between August and November, what that's 9 months about. Just kind of, catching up on things. I've been talking about moving back to Redding for a few years, just haven't really been happy in Colorado.
Sure.
Just as far as the timing of it, making the move, kind of had to wait for a couple things to fall into place. And, just kind of catching up with what are your plans, are you moving back?
Okay, so you're like a frequent person she would talk to.
I wouldn't say frequent, but I guess when we did talk, it wasn't just kind of, hi, how you doing? Oh, good, cool, catch up with you next time.
Sure, so like, you guys could carry on conversations with each other and via text and
I think so.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Okay, so
Sure.
you know her pretty well and you stay in contact pretty good. Okay, that's good. So you obviously know, that, or I don't know, I should say obvious, because I don't want to just assume, but she's reported missing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you find that out?
I started seeing Facebook posts on Wednesday morning? No. I guess Thursday morning, the 3rd.
Okay.
I started seeing Facebook posts. I think Suzanne was the first one that I saw about her being reported missing. And since then, we've been keeping up with the news, the stuff that the sheriff's department's been doing, Channel 7's, kind of looking for updates. But yeah, most of it's been just people sharing stuff on Facebook and social media and everything.
Sure. I just out of curiosity, since you knew she was missing, how come you didn't contact us? Say, hey, I know her as a friend.
I don't know. I know everybody was asking if you have information on her disturbance or disappearance, and I don't. But I didn't realize that calling in just to let you guys know that I knew her was an option, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we want to know where this young woman is at, because I don't know if she wanted to leave, if she was abducted. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's why. So any information. That's why I'm like, oh, great, we get to talk to a close friend who's sat in person with her fairly recently.
Oh, I get that. I honestly, this is the first time anything like this has happened around my circle. So to be perfectly frank, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do right now, or no idea how I'm supposed to act. So yeah, this is all new.
Okay. If you knew where she was, would you tell me?
I would.
Okay.
I would. This is, I mean, I'm big on closure. Like, even if it was something to say, even if it were bad news, the family deserves to know bad news more than no news. Like, just knowing something in the long run is better than not knowing at all, I think.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, if I knew where she was, I would absolutely tell somebody.
You mentioned bad news. Do you think it's bad news?
I don't know. I mean, the news, TV shows and everything, they lead you to believe that there's a certain window that, the longer you go outside that window, the worse the news could be. And the fact that something gone for over a week, I don't know. It's really, really disturbing to think that something bad might have happened to her. Something that has happened to her, but something worse.
Okay. Because to me, you're a smart guy. You're a very personal guy. You're easy to talk to. Welcome. Do you, because like I said, you're smart, and I genuinely believe that. I'm not trying to say you're great, right? But I believe that. Do you think that she is missing not voluntarily?
I believe that she is, because if she were missing voluntarily, I know one of the interviews that Suzanne has given mentioned something about if she were running away, she would have left her phone, kind of thing. I just feel like if she had run away, she would have contacted somebody in her family to at least let them know something.
Yeah, she hasn't contacted you?
No. So I at this point, considering that it's been a week, I do believe that she's taken against her will. I think I believe that.
Think you believe it, or I don't know? It's you. It's what do you believe?
I don't know what else. I really can't think of another conclusion to come to. I can't. that she has been.
It's just, you may not know this, so I'll let you know. If you don't know it, cool, learning thing. If not, if you already knew it, hey, you already knew it.
Sure.
So if she herself wanted to leave and, leave the kids, the husband, and do a new life or just move on, that is not a crime. So, she's not in any trouble for that. So if she wanted to do that and leave, okay, I would say, oh, okay, I'm not going to arrest her. It's a free country,
Right.
So with that said, you don't think that she's voluntarily missing?
I don't believe that.
Okay, fair enough.
If nothing more than just for the sake of the kids, I can't believe she would have abandoned them like that. And like I said, I haven't talked to her since August, so who knows if anything has happened in the last 3 months.
Well, you did talk to her on the 2nd. You shot her a text message.
Yeah, she never replied to it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, as far as that goes, I really don't know if circumstances may have changed in the last 3 months.
Sure.
But from the last meeting that we had in August, I can't imagine that she would have just up and walked out of the family.
Okay. So again, I'm just gonna ask you this once. So have you ever drove to pick her up or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Never been to the house, never seen the house.
Yeah, fair enough. Some things we have to ask.
Yeah.
And again, I'm gonna remind you, you're a witness. So that's why. Because if she called you or met up with you or communicated with you, and somebody said I'm fed up with whatever, or here's another, hey, I like you, I want to be with you, I need to change the pace, I need to get away, and you said, okay, all right, and you went and picked her up, and she was totally willing, no big deal. It's not a crime. It's just like me. It'd be like me calling you up, go, hey, dude, I've had it with my wife. I need to get the heck out of here. Pick me up, and we go. And now should I tell my wife, hey, not working out, I'm out later? Yeah, is that the right thing to do? Sure. But if I didn't, it's not a crime. You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. All right. Good. So this is where I'm at, and I want to. What we want to do is we're gathering as much information as we can on her, and you have spoken to her, and that's okay. That's not a crime. There's nothing wrong with that. But in order to try and find where she is and maybe any other patterns, what I would like to do is get, with your consent, download your phone and the conversations with her, and just so we can say, you know what, everything checks out and everything's fine. Would you be okay with that? And we can get you your phone, probably, I'm thinking 30 minutes back to you in your hand.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah, again, that message is the only thing that's on here.
Okay.
So
You said you just got that phone?
Yeah, I just got this on the 24th of August.
Of August?
Not August, 24th of October.
Okay.
Keep getting a new phone, then we gotta learn the whole thing all over.
Well, so I know I'm 3 months late to the party and everything, but this, because the old Motorola didn't actually, the operating system wasn't compatible with Pokemon Go. So I'm 3 months late to the party, but still, I get to play now.
So when did you get that new phone?
October 24th.
Oh, this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a couple of things to do with the car before I came out here the Monday after I left my job, and I figured getting a new phone was probably good.
What phone did you have before that?
Motorola Moto E.
Same phone?
No.
Or same phone number.
Yes, same phone.
Do you still have that phone?
I don't. I use one of those Eco ATM things. It's like,
Where they have that Eco ATM?
It's at a King Soopers grocery store in Denver. Well,
Okay.
Aurora, but
Okay, so that's where you did that at. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, those are pretty neat.
Yeah.
Did they pay you cash for that?
the phone is new enough.
Oh.
I mean that one. It was. I don't know how old it was before I got it. Like how long it had been out before I got it. But I mean, for me, it was only a year-old phone, and they gave me $5 for it.
Oh.
Still $5, but still.
When that was before you got that phone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I wonder how much they give me for some of my old phones.
My mom, she's actually got 3 like they're the old flip phone style ones. But there's an Eco ATM in the mall. It was when Journeys and Hot Topic, I guess.
Yeah.
I was telling her like I was just walking around there the other night. I didn't see it. So, but yeah, she was wondering how much we might be able to get for those. So, charging them, clearing out contacts and stuff like that. See about taking those down. But honestly, considering they're so old, I don't think we're probably going to get much from them.
Yeah. I heard that some people actually like those flip phones because, and I'm not by any means a tech. I don't know that much about tech, but I've heard that like when the antenna comes out and the way the battery is, they get a better signal. That's what I've heard. I don't know. I hear some people like them.
That makes sense.
I don't know. To me, it does. So.
Yeah, the external antenna versus an internal antenna.
Right.
Yeah, it does make sense.
So maybe that increased the value.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Ken. I run the high-tech crime unit here.
Hi, how are you?
And basically I'll be the one who's performing a search of or examination of your phone.
Okay.
It doesn't do anything to the phone. No data will be lost. The only thing that may be done is I may have to change a few settings, like there's a thing called developer mode. So you may notice a couple other options in your phone that you may not even know you had in your phone. That's part of Android. That's not the thing I'm adding.
Sure.
So if you see an extra menu, it does things like make your phone stay awake while it's charging, that kind of stuff. So you can play with that later if you've never seen it before.
And
how big is how many gigs does it hold?
That is a good question. I think 16. Or not, that was the point of replacing the Motorola in the first place, because that one was only 8. I wanted something with a little bit more memory. I think 16.
Okay, it might take me up to an hour.
Okay.
So, so Tom, if you can just write down the make, the phone number, if he's got a pen or a pattern code, draw it in. And
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll take care of that. Let's see here.
I can start on that immediately as long as
okay.
once he signs the form.
So ZTE. Something.
If you want to just put the make and the phone number, that'll designate it enough.
It says it's a Z959.
Is there a passcode for it?
Yeah, 4284. I'm not going to say whether that's my PIN or not on my bank card.
I won't even be looking at that stuff.
Thank you.
Gotcha. So there you go. You can
I'll go start it now. That way you're not out of it for long.
Mm-hmm. Here,
I have my watch.
it is November 10th at 11. Oh, 16. I'm sorry, 11, 10, 16 at 11:24 a.m. I'll sign this as the witness.
Hopefully you would jump out of your Just, oh yeah, hey, I guess give me a blood test.
I'm not doing that.
It's funny. They do all the blood drives and everything for like they'll organize something to work, and there's something about the needles that they use for giving blood that just I don't know. And I told somebody that, oh, I just don't like needles. They look at me like, really?
Right.
It's a different needle.
Different needle. Yeah. Did you have any? You and I talked a lot, and like
We were talking a little bit, but I was gonna let you go on. So, just questions that we have that you may not know the answer to, have any clue to.
Yeah.
But if you had to guess, if you had just put a name out there that somebody that Sherri may be interested in or may have ran away with or talking to, and more than away as just friends. Like you and her, you say you guys are just friends. That's you just catch up, whenever you're in town here and there. Has there ever been? I mean, you've known her for a while. So has there ever been somebody that she's been attracted to, or you can see that there's some kind of tension between throughout all of these years?
Not that I'm aware of. Honestly, outside of her family, immediate and extended, the friend that I met when I met her at U202 was the first friend outside of family that I had ever met before.
Who was it?
I don't remember her name. Okay.
Long ago.
Brunette, a little taller than Sherri. Of course, Sherri was short, so that's not difficult.
Right.
I can't remember her name. And it was just kind of a meeting in passing. It's my friend Corey. How you doing? And then she went out for probably another 10, 15 minutes, and then she went home. But yeah, that's the first friend outside of immediate and extended family I've ever met. Hers.
So, like in your circle of friends, that you have, guy friends, girl friends, is there anyone in that circle of friends that you guys shared that she showed any interest in throughout the years, or flirted a little bit with? Or,
No, I wouldn't think so.
nothing that comes to mind. No big deal. We just got to try to.
Yeah.
And just saying something like that might cue something. Oh, hey, yeah, that was at one
Yeah,
time.
absolutely.
So if let's say she voluntarily left, because we're fishing right now for things to figure out. Do you have any idea where she may have gone? Is there any places she talked about ever wanting to visit or go to, or states, countries?
No. I mean, I know there were times, and we actually talked about this at U202. Her and her sister didn't necessarily see eye to eye on all things. I think Sherri had just recently got some work done.
Yep.
And I know her sister didn't agree with the procedure. But I can't imagine that Sherri would have left without talking to Sheila, or at least letting her know something was going on. Like, I think, and maybe this is just me in my opinion, family, but if Sherri would have been having a problem, I don't think, regardless of what the relationship was between her and her sister, I don't think that she would have not let Sheila know.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of my next question. If she was being confined to somebody, who that she was having issues, or that she'd met somebody, or that she was going to take off.
I would think Sheila. More so than her mom, more so than her dad, definitely Sheila.
Tori, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? Where would you look? Who would you contact? If you're in my shoes as a detective trying to find this gal and make sure she's okay.
I have no idea. Again, I mean, I think her relationship with Sheila was strong enough to where if Sherri would have left, she wouldn't have not let her know. It's really all I can think of. I don't know. I feel like her and Suzanne were close, but the bond between sisters-in-law is not as strong as blood sisters, in my opinion.
But on that note, sometimes it is your blood. So there's sometimes things that you're going to be ashamed of or embarrassed about that you don't want to share with a sibling that you confide more into a best friend or a friend or something that you don't want family to know about. So, anybody like that?
Not that I can think of, no. No, not to my knowledge. Because like I said, I mean, the friend that I met, I wish I could remember her name. See, now that's gonna bother me. The friend that I met at the U202 was the only friend outside of her extended immediate family that I had ever met.
Should we talk about anybody?
No. I'm sure there's. I know she had asked me once. This was a while ago. This was probably a year or more ago. She was trying to put together some of those "Would you rather" questions for kind of a girls' night thing. So it's going to be her, Sheila, Suzanne, her mother-in-law, I believe. But yeah, just the only people she listed off to me were family members. She was asking for some ideas for one of the "Would you rather" things. I don't think I gave her any good ideas, unfortunately. But yeah, she seemed just kind of going back over that. She seemed very, very close to her family. I don't really know anybody outside of her family. Strange. Sorry.
No, it's all right. I mean,
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
is there, if I don't want to beat a dead horse, I don't know if I asked this question to you already. Is there someone else that you could think of that, hey, if you guys haven't already talked to so and so, you should talk to so and so? Like, because like you said, you didn't know it was really an option to contact us.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else like that you could say, hey, talk to, I don't know, I'm gonna make up a name here, John Smith. He is he's like me, he knows Sherri kind of the same way. He might be able to, you see where I'm going?
Yeah.
What I'm asking.
Yeah.
Is there anyone like that?
Not that I can think of. I mean, everybody that I think in my circle of friends, the people that I was friends with when I was here, I think they all knew Sheila better because Sheila was obviously closer to our grade, and most of us, I mean, for the senior class, for the 97 class, Sherri didn't actually start at Central Valley High School until the next year. So I think a lot of the people that I know knew Sheila more than they knew Sherri. So I don't know. I can't really think of anybody who would have any additional information.
No, that's it is interesting. Did she have a Facebook or anything like that?
No. She had a Pinterest, but no Facebook, no other social media.
Did Snapchat?
No, I don't think so.
Did you talk to her through Pinterest too, or?
No. I mentioned to her that I had a blog that I write, and most of it to this point has been all just Giants stuff.
Yeah. Right. Who's your baseball team?
Dubs.
Sure.
Yeah, so most of it's been Giants stuff. I kind of started it. One of my coworkers suggested I started writing it because this was around the time that my girlfriend, like the manager, that whole thing had happened. So I was dealing with a lot of.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And one of my coworkers suggested maybe writing a blog to kind of get some of the stuff out because I really didn't have anybody to talk to out there. So I started writing the blog with that intention. It turned into more of a baseball thing. And I mentioned to her that I had a blog, and just on the side, like, I'm sure nobody reads it. But she said that she'd be interested in reading it. So I think through the Pinterest connection, she actually started following it. But we never personally communicated back and forth between the site. I don't even know if that's an option. Because Pinterest is just for like pictures and stuff.
If you're asking me, I'm the
Yeah, I don't have Pinterest on my phone.
I don't have Facebook. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
So
Did you tell Sherri about the ex-girlfriend and how she?
I don't think that came up. I mean, it's been far enough removed to this point that it's not kind of one of those things that is in the back of your head.
Did Sherri ask if you were married or had a girlfriend?
When I first told her that I was in town, she did ask, "Oh, did you come with family, wife, kids, anything like that?" And I just said, "Nope, still not married, still no kids, just me."
Nice.
So yeah, she did ask that when I told her I was coming into town back in August. But yeah, it didn't come up in conversation when we saw each other.
Yeah, it's something. How you doing on water?
Actually, I could use a refill, I think.
I'll handle that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Do you need anything? Good. Okay. Yeah, I'll get to that, and then if you need anything, I'll be back and go from there.
Sure. Really, Cubs fan?
no. Yeah. I'm a Yankees and Dodger fan, actually.
Nice. So why the Yankees?
Well, okay. Yeah, there's a good story to that. It's my ex, my parent teacher conference with our daughter today, so call me when it's paid. So we'll see how that goes.
Nice.
So the Yankees. So when I was kind of picking my team, my uncle was living with me and my dad at the time, and they're always talking smack about the Yankees. I hate the Yankees. So I picked the team, and I'm like, well, I'll pick the Yankees. So we'd always have, conflicts,
Yeah.
arguments, and that's when they suck at I'm tit lately. So that's why I picked the Yankees.
I don't know, some of the trades they made and the young kids that they got back, like, they look like they're going to be much improved real quick.
Well, we'll see. Every year is New Year, and we got some time off, so we'll see how it goes. And I hope so, because I didn't really watch it much last year, playoff time. There's some games, man, I got so much shit and stuff going on, so I don't keep up with it. So the World Series was great. Cubs came back. That was impressive.
I can't believe they came back from 3-1.
Yeah.
That's
I think they had a chance of lights out.
Mhm.
Came back and broke it. Game 7 pretty good.
yeah, see, I one of the things with moving to Colorado and everything, everybody kind of maybe not expected, but I think they were, well, you're going to get into hockey now. Not at all. And the playoffs with hockey, I mean, I think based on the number of teams, you have more than half the teams make the playoffs. The playoffs generally last about as long as a regular season does. It's too much.
I've never been into it either, but I got my sergeant's up there. He's a big Sharks fan. So we've been watching it here and there. They kind of got it good in the playoff time. So I'd like to go to a game and check it out, because I hear that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I went to a couple of Avalanche games out in Colorado, but yeah, it's not my sport. It's not my sport.
So you're a Niner fan too, huh?
Yeah.
You're a Kaepernick fan?
I said from day one, not when he was drafted, but when they first put him in for Alex Smith, I did not think that he was the guy that was going to take the 49ers to the Super Bowl, not the guy that was going to take them to the championship, nothing. Just because you look at the history of the quarterbacks that team has had, Joe Montana, Steve Young, and sure, Steve Young started as a running quarterback, but he didn't really have that success until he learned to stay in the pocket. And it seems that, Kaepernick just doesn't have that dimension to his game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, from day one, it's just been like, I don't think this is the guy. And the fact they actually did go to the Super Bowl, what, his third year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of surprising, but
Yeah, they did.
they did lose to Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Brothers, that's right. Horrible. I remember that. I was happy.
What's the Packers record right now?
Oh, bad. Bad.
All right.
So it's Niners record.
1-7.
1-7.
Okay.
This is true.
Okay.
See, now might be a good time to jump on the Raider bandwagon.
See, so if this is how the conversation is going to go when I leave here and you're going to start, bringing up the 49ers, you can get the water from now on. Okay. Oh, jeez. Did on the second, you said you had to, send her that text.
Mhm.
What'd you do on the second?
We actually drove. So when I moved here, originally the plan was we were just going to get rid of all my furniture, and Goodwill wouldn't take the couch that I had. So myself and my friend Jason, we actually did unload the truck in the storage unit on the first. So on the second, we actually took the truck down to the landfill, threw the couch out, and then my mom and I actually drove down to Chico to return the truck. Because apparently, there are no more budget truck rental locations in the city of Reading. There used to be one over by Parsons, but I guess they just do cars now. So to return the truck, I actually had to drive down to Chico.
Oh, jeez.
Well, that was a fun trip.
So, okay. And you dropped off that old couch at the, is it the transfer station?
Yeah.
Reading transfer station?
Mhm.
Nice facility.
Yeah.
I mean, not bad for a dump. I mean,
Well, we were actually going to do it in Colorado, but called in to see kind of what the charges were for dropping off a load. And the lady that called back said, I'm assuming because we were in a rental truck and it was loaded, it was going to be like $40.
Wow.
Why would it be $40 to just drop off a couch? It was 8 here.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, obviously you're going to save $32
Yeah.
doing it here. Huh. Okay. So that's what your day consisted of, and it was you and your mom?
Me and my stepdad went to take the couch down, and then my mom came with me because obviously she needed to follow me with the car. She came with me down to Chico. We stopped at, I want to say it's Nobby's. It's a burger joint down there.
Yeah.
Stopped there for lunch. Yeah, then came back here. So we got back around like 5.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then after 5, what'd you do after 5?
Stayed home.
Okay. Was your mom or stepdad there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of them.
Okay. And then stayed home for the rest of the night and then went to bed. Okay. So obviously I have bosses. If my boss goes, well, did you ask him, who he was with, and can they verify that he was there? Again, you're a witness, and that's how I truly just think you're a good witness. But again, I'm a boss. I have people I have to answer to.
Mm-hmm.
What's your mom's name?
Cynthia. It's Cynthia. Turbin. Turbin.
She a teacher?
She was.
Oh gosh, let's see here. I know her. She used to teach at Parsons.
Yep.
Yeah, mathematics.
Math teacher.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I like her. She's a very nice, very good teacher and very patient. Because with me, when I went there years ago, because math is not my strong suit, but she was a very good teacher, and she was very patient with me and helped me the best she could with math. Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Right on. Small world. What is, I know you don't have your phone with you right now at the moment. Do you recall her phone number?
Yes. Your cell number is 530-2810.
Cool. And stepdad was also with you, right? What's his? Gary?
Gary.
Yep, Gary.
Same last name. Turbin.
Yep. Okay. Do you recall Gary's number? I can always get it from your mom.
I probably need to get it on my phone. Off the top of my head.
I do not have a connector for this phone. This is a new phone, and this is a new connector that they don't have for Celebrate yet.
Okay.
Would you, I mean, I appreciate you helping us out like you are. Can you get me your charging cable?
Yeah.
It's got a USB end on it, right? Like you put, I need it.
Okay.
I'll give you that back for right now. And
I'm all ears, man.
If I would follow you guys here, I do have one in my car, unfortunately. That doesn't help right now.
Hey, it's all good. We can drive you, pick it up, bring it back.
Sure.
Done. That way you can go after we're done, you go about your day and go, Mom, yeah, I got a crazy story for you today. Okay? That's not a problem.
Yeah.
thank you.
Actually, while we're here, let me give you Gary's number.
Cool.
You said something about your friend Jason?
Yeah. Yeah, he was with me on to unload the truck on Tuesday. So I called and got a storage unit at the A1 store across the way from Waterworks Park.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he came out and helped me unload the truck on Tuesday.
Cool. Jay, what's his last name?
Lombard, Lombard.
Not Lombardi.
He's a winner. Named a trophy after you.
Gary's number is 530-2622.
Okay. And then Jason.
He doesn't text much.
Cool. All right. Let's go get that cable for you so you can go about the day and
They're done with us.
yeah, there's one on the way out.
Well, you just heard from Sherri's former friend. I don't know if they're still friends to this day. Right now, Sherri's serving 18 months in prison for lying about her adult napping. Various people had come under suspicion in her disappearance, and this is one of those guys that was brought in for questioning. I thank you for watching this Crime Circus Cult special feature presentation. It's a worldwide exclusive, and I know you love exclusives. And if it's ever not an exclusive, you know I've enhanced it. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. There's various ways to support this channel if you want. Check out the video description. Consider joining my Patreon, YouTube membership, or just commenting and liking underneath the videos. Any support I get, I super appreciate, and I'm running this show solo. Luckily enough, I have the 2 fastest growing YouTube channels in the true crime universe. And I have you, the viewer, to thank. You keep coming back, you keep watching, you keep commenting, and you keep liking. And if you want to see more videos from this case, and other cases, make sure you're subscribed with bell notifications turned on. And make sure you're subscribed to Crime Circus too. Anyways, until next time, remember to stay safe out there because you know it's a dangerous world.